125, heat number 2 from Salt Lake City on the line as we take a look at the THQ starting grid. The name that jumps out at you, James M. Stewart Jr., affectionately known as Bubba. And, there are a lot of great riders in there, Billy Laninovich, Matt Walker. The list goes on and on, but the class of the field is James Stewart. And I think the folks here in Salt Lake City TV are going to see a great show.
Well, it looks like to me there's Billy Laninovich right next to him. These guys came up as amateurs. I know I've said that a million times, but Billy getting some instructions from his mechanic. These guys came up together, and here they are starting right next to each other. In this heat race, if you're one of the privateers, you're like, oh, how did I draw heat 2? Because this heat 2 is like a main event.
Yeah, anytime James Stewart is in there, you got to pull out, as they say, the A game. Billy Laninovich, we've talked about how talented he is. Matt Walker, another guy that's battling for the podium. What is the difference between these guys, who are very talented riders, and James Stewart? Because he's obviously just dominating the whole class.
He's just got a little bit more natural ability, and he just studies motocross and supercross 24 hours a day. He listens to tapes. He goes to sleep to videotapes. It's psycho-cybernetics, I think is what it's called. I don't know if he knows what that is, but that's what it's called. It's been used in sports before, and it's just, I think he just thinks about it and wants it so much all the time. And, all these guys work hard, but I think he's working on the right things during the week. And when he gets out here in the race, he expects so much.
Right. The 30 board is sideways. This is heat number 2, 125 West. The title has already been decided. 259 is your winner. James Stewart gets a bad shot. Billy Laninovich just squirts out there. And here comes Walker. 259 right now, slides back to 4th place. But a great start for Matt Walker and Billy Laninovich on the KTM.
A bunch of guys getting hung up in the first corner, and it was Laninovich that went in there, and he got a little sideways. The front end washed out. Last week he got the whole, or the last round rather, he got the whole shot in the main event and lost the front end in the first turn. He almost had that happen again. Matt Walker was able to get underneath him, and look at Stewart over on the left. Right past Josh Hansen. And Hansen just went right back by him as Walker starts to pull a gap. Hansen, number 93, back there in the blue. He had his best finish at the last round in Dallas. 6th place, I believe. And Stewart, who stumbled in the first corner a little bit, already, well, was he up in the lead? I thought he was going to jump his way to the lead there.
In 5th to 2nd in a matter of a half a lap, and watch him go to work on Matt Walker.
Different things he's able to do. He's doing things that are completely different than everybody else out on the racetrack. He's watching the 250s, and he's more worried about matching their lap times than doing anything against the guys in this class. His confidence level is soaring, and look at him. He doesn't touch the ground ever. Walker won't be able to do this triple, I don't think. I thought Stewart would go over, but he's patient. Watch him in the woods.
Remember, there's 20 riders in this heat, 6 laps, top 9 to the main, and there is that natural ability. Anyone else would have lost the bike.
Yeah, and he gets a little close to Walker right there. Walker's aggressive. He's not just going to let this happen to him. He's going to go out there and attack, but he already made a mistake. Stewart's timing through that section where he was able to triple twice, and then watch this. All the way over this plateau. And he didn't get the run to get up on top of that one. But he's had a faster line through there as well. So what he's able to do on the racetrack is just so much more than everybody else. It drops his lap times a couple. He's got a little squirrely right there, almost lost the front end, and even when he makes a mistake, it turns out right.
So James Stewart is now your leader, 125 West, heat number 2. He is the champion. He sewed that up a few weekends ago in Dallas, Texas, and he is on a tear here in Salt Lake City. He set the fastest main event race lap, 125 or 250 in Dallas, with incredible speed. Remember, he's on a 125.
Look at the lead already that Walker, just by trying to hang with Stewart right there, he was able to pull a gap on these guys. And Sorby just blitzed through the first section of whoops to reel in Billy Laninovich, who was holding down 3rd a moment ago. These guys are going to fight to the finish. It was Sorby in the last round who won his heat, while Stewart ran away with his. So this is one of the tougher heats. All the Kawasaki's up front. Laninovich trying to find his rhythm. He's got to pick it up a little bit through the whoops.
Here's Eric Sorby getting into the action right now, getting past Billy Laninovich on left 132. That's Sorby 917. Look at everyone's going to the tear-offs.
Yeah, it's a little bit damp out there still, and the lines are still being formed. So Sorby, a lot more aggressive into the whoop sections. That was the difference. Laninovich, as he goes in, he starts in, tries to stay on top. He makes a mistake, and then he's got to time through the rest of them. It's just killing him right now.
James Stewart logs a 53.83 on his last lap. That's 2 seconds faster than everyone else. They're only going 6 laps, but do the math. He should should finish more than 10 seconds ahead of everyone else if he keeps his pace up.
When you watch him, doesn't it look like the camera's sped up? I mean, there's times where he just jams into a corner and just slingshots out, and you're thinking that this doesn't look right. But this kid has got speed that's just incredible.
What's impressive about James Stewart is he's already sewn up the 125 West title, and he's still out here racing so hard. Some in practice, giving the fans a show. You know, he knows they came out to see him ride, and he's going to go out there and give his very best.
Watch him into this whoop section. Listen to the power. He just heads in there with so much more speed than everybody else, and it takes a lot of nerve, but once you get in there and going that fast, look at that. He just blitzes through there, and he only touches about the top 6 inches of those things, and they're almost 3 feet deep.
White flag is out for James Stewart, and finally another rider comes through and gets that white flag. So give you an indication, his lead is over 12 seconds. We got a rider down. He just passed him. But James Stewart will run away with his heat run, and I'll tell you what, it's just amazing how he handles that bike. You touched on it. Even when he makes a mistake, things just work out so well for him.
It's Ross Garcia right there going down. He's going to have to go to the last chance qualifier. Josh Hansen going by, starting to pick up a little time on Billy Lanovich.
Meanwhile, James is starting to give a show. I know his mom doesn't like him to give too much of a show too early, but thanking the fans.
James got it under control. All moms worry.
No question.
Look at that, just back and forth. That's a tough whoop section. If James is having problems with it, it's hard.
James Stewart just blitzes through that whoop section, comes across, throws it around for the fans, and picks up the victory just like that. He is the defending event champion, although last year this was kind of a bitter pill for him because this is where Travis Preston clinched the 125 West title. Look at him. Just enjoying the ride. You know, I think that's what's so impressive about him is he comes out here and it looks like he's just having fun.
And his best lap was a 52.7. The best lap by Andrew Short in Heat 1 was a 56.3. I mean, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that James is going to win. It's just a matter of by how far and if he has to come through the pack and make it a little bit more exciting. I don't mean that as a slight to all the other riders out there because I know they work hard and they're very talented, but James is just unbelievable.
Martin's going to get that final qualifying position, so he goes into the main event. Remember, the top 9 in the heat go to the main, the other 11 to the LCQ. We're going to step aside from Salt Lake City. When we come back to Rice-Eccles Stadium, we will have final results from heat number 2, plus Suzuki's on track when we return. Welcome back to Salt Lake City, Utah, and Rice-Eccles Stadium. We just witnessed a fantastic 125 West heat number 2, and it was fantastic because James Stewart went out and just obliterated the field. There are your Suzuki Heat 2 official results. James Stewart, Matt Walker, and Eric Sorby, Billy Laninovich, and Josh Hansen rounding out the top 5. Right now, let's send it down to Cameron Steele.
Well, he's already the 125 West Coast Supercross champion. He's 22 seconds faster than the first heat, whooping everybody in your heat. James, you're supposed to be cruising with the championship now.
You know, Cameron, that probably was the worst heat race of the year, you know. I didn't feel that good out there, but, you know, got out to a pretty decent start, slid out, ran in the back of Lanovich to start, and just kind of trying to pick it up. I almost lost it through the whoop section in the second lap, and, you know, we'll see. I'm going to come back and regroup for the main, and let's go for it.
We talked to your mechanic, J-Bone, earlier about the altitude and the setup of the bike. It's really hindering some guys on the triples. It doesn't seem to be hurting you. And then on top of that, there's some sections out there that you're doing even better than the 250 bikes that will also be racing tonight.
Well, you know, my Kawasaki's working awesome, and I feel all right. You know, the track's pretty good here at Salt Lake, and the altitude does help out a lot. So I can't set the fast lap time of the night. So, you know, well, let me just try to, you know, win my class and see what happens.
Great job, James.
Thanks, Cameron.